Let's talk a little bit more about what's happened over the last year since George Floyd's death, not just here, but globally, including how China sees this story. Almost a year ago, President Biden said this about George Floyd's death.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did.
Now, President Biden also talked about how this was impacting the global community. BLM became a global thing. And then candidate Biden also called that movement a battle for the soul of our nation.
Now you got how many people around the country? Millions of cell phones. It's changed the way everybody's looking at this. Look at the millions of people marching around the world.
And he also said this.
Who are we? What do we want to be? How do we see ourselves? What do we think we should be?
Now, you got to wonder if President Biden even can answer those questions today. George Floyd's murder was tragic for sure, and Derek Chauvin will spend a lot of time in prison for murdering him. Aside from that, the rioting, the looting, all in the name of social justice, the personal enrichment of BLM Inc.'s co-founders, is that what George Floyd died for? Is that what defines social justice? Is that what we should be? As the president rhetorically asked, is that the soul of our nation? Now, President Biden was right about one thing. The Black Lives Matter movement has taken on global proportions. For the last year, we've seen similar marches and the associated violence that follows in Europe. It's all eerily similar to what we saw in Minnesota and Kenosha, in Atlanta as well, and we could name several other cities. Meanwhile, China is having a field day with the fallout from Floyd's death and the racial tension here in this country. The Chinese state media today are again playing up America's racial division. China Daily, which is the official newspaper of the Chinese Communist Party, features an absolutely false story under the headline, "Justice Urged for Americans of Color over anniversary of George Floyd's death." It cites fake U.S. media reports which don't actually exist, and that's kind of odd considering there's plenty of American news media coverage that China could have used for its own propaganda. In fact, they have. Also, just keep in mind that China Daily, like the Ayatollah of Iran, still have Twitter accounts, while our former president and Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe do not. So you see who's on Twitter and who's not on Twitter. Also, last year, this was reported by NPR. In George Floyd's protest, China sees a powerful propaganda opportunity, and today is another day to leverage this powerful propaganda opportunity for China. And the American media, again, seems far too willing to help them do that. Now, most of the media today has already moved on from the fact that just one day ago, major outlets like the New York Times and the Washington Post and CNN, MSNBC were all forced to do a complete 180 on the China lab leak story. Just think about that. We just recently heard that soundbite from Dr. Fauci saying we have to now look into China's mistakes as one of the prime suspects for the origin of this global COVID pandemic. Now, both George Floyd's death and this pandemic have changed us as a nation forever, and both have been used by the Chinese government against us to foment division here in our country and elsewhere. Now, the question we have to constantly ask ourselves, as President Biden suggested, what do we want to be as a country? Do we want to be a country whose dominant media voices take their cues from communist China? Do we want to be useful idiots in their weaponization of race? Of course not. Now, as for the rest of the media, though, we're not so sure, because that's what happens when the corporate media only talks about how oppressive policing is here in America without also putting proper focus on the oppressive communist government regime that rules China. And if the media wants to talk about systemic racism, we can't gloss over the fact that we are seeing modern-day slavery and genocide inside the borders of China against an ethnic minority. Or when the media completely disregards and actively works to suppress a highly plausible theory about the origins of the pandemic just because Orange Man bad.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.